week, new content. You already know. So this week we're getting into it, talking about some more Tiny Desk performances. Two of my favorites, man. Two more of my favorite installments. We're talking about the Scarface, and we're talking about Noname, formerly known as Noname Gypsy. Before we get into it and everything, man, appreciate everybody who tap in. Appreciate everybody who shows love, like, share, and subscribing. Y'all be sure to check in with all our social media platforms. You can catch those below. They right here at _ the Red Room Podcast on IG and Facebook. Just type in the Red Room Podcast, man. So, Tiny Desk, man. We're going to keep it rolling with the Tiny Desk installments. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put this episode. I might put it right after I do those other Tiny Desk episodes. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we're going to talk about it today, man. So, we're going to go ahead and jump into it with Scarface, man. Scarface did a Tiny Desk concert last year, like late last year around November. It got real popular around December when everybody caught wind of it. And so, first off, I need to let Tiny Desk people know. Y'all need to start selling some tickets, or like y'all need to let it be a more restricted environment, because like y'all need to have a second show or something, cause it be too many people in there, bro. I miss back when it first started out and it was like a tiny like house set. That's what I miss, bro. I miss that homey environment. I don't want the whole 10,000 motherfucking people concert no more, man. I want the small intimate type concerts, bro, like they did during COVID with them house sets. That's what I really miss, for real, for real. If we keeping it a book. But Scarface, man, Scarface, he is the OG who you really don't got to speak about his accolades. Like, he was one of those artists from the late 80s and 90s who cemented himself into the musical world. Like I say, they say a debate is going on. They be like, okay, who is better, Pac or Biggie? And then when Scarface name come up, they be like, yeah, we just gonna let that ride. Cause this Scarface, you feel me? Who gonna debate against Scarface, bro? He is who he is. So Scarface, he really created the style that he got. Like, he is the embodiment of that style, that rap with open word, poetry, musicianship, man. Like, it's a whole different sound that is his. Like, you hear some Scarface being played, you know it's that, man. You feel me? So there would be like no, how do you think about it, like the southern poets, the poet rappers, man, like Devin the Dude, Big Rube. It wouldn't be no Big Rube, who was the spoken oracle of southern rap, you feel me? So to think about that, along with like the contributions that Scarface has given to the industry and to southern rap and the music alone, is crazy to think about, man. Like, for real, if you want to think about it, it wouldn't be a pop. As far as like the poetry, like that poetry aspect with that gangster rap, bro. I'm telling y'all, Scarface created that whole embodiment, bro. It wouldn't have been a pop. Pop was down here in the South around that time. I'll go even as far as to say DMX. If you take all that motherfucking hollering away that DMX be doing, and you left with poetry and gangster rap, nigga, and that's Scarface, you feel me? So, like, not to take away any of the accolades from Pac or, DMX at all, they definitely cemented themselves in, music history. But, like, they would have been artists, but it wouldn't have been the same, bro. They wouldn't have been able to seek that influence from nobody. So, it would have been a different sound. Like, the East Coast, they had their storytellers like Biggie, Slick Rick, based in, like, boom, bap, rap. Then in the West, they had Ice Cube, they had the Parliament, Funkadelic, they had all those different styles going on for them, man. But like Scarface, like down here in the South, we had to create some shit. Like, we had to create some shit to be different, and we the dirty South, you feel me? So Scarface, alongside like early pioneers, bro. I'm talking like the Dungeon Family, for the people that don't know, Goody Mob, Outkast to an extent, Future. All them boys, man, 8 Ball, MJG, DJ Screw, a lot more artists, but like, they were able to help shape that southern sound and bring part of that art of being one of the greatest storytellers to the South, man. Not only the South, but like, he stayed true to his Texas character. Like, that man real deal on some Southern Smokes type shit, bro. So like, you can definitely hear the Texas, the Southern slang, that spoken word poetry, man. It's real deal, some Southern gangster soul. That is what Scarface is. So like, you take this Tiny Desk performance, and it just hit different. especially from somebody who from the South like me. So for one, live music hit different. Like anyway, live music gonna hit different regardless. Like you got the atmosphere, you got the band there, you got them performing. Like it's just a whole different feel off rip. So live music hitting different on top of gangster soul live music from one of the pioneers from damn self. You feel me? Like that performance, it's the performance you didn't know that you needed to hear. It's the performance you didn't know that you were gonna hear. So it brought all the music lovers from the ones who are just OG Scarface fans to the hip hop heads to the live music enthusiasts. That sound is like it's just his style, bro. So it's nostalgic, man. The live music enthusiasts all the way to the old heads, man. They just here for that nostalgia. It's dope. It was a great thing to experience, man. You know, you see all the debates and stuff about people from the younger generation and people from like the older generation, and this is one thing they could collab on. They could be in agreement with. They'd be like, all right, this Scarface, you know, he was putting on, and this is what he do. The old heads were like, yeah, he's Scarface. I'm like, look, man, shut up, enjoy it. Like we enjoying this. You feel me? So, like I said, it really brought the old heads out who resonated with this music heavy in their youth, and otherwise, man, like a lot of these old heads, if it weren't for Scarface, they really wouldn't have knew Tiny Desk even existed. Like that platform even existed for real, for real. I can imagine listening to this with the ears of a 40 or 50 some year old. Like, think about that dose of nostalgia that's hitting you, bro. You finding out about this new platform. It's live music. It's one of the artists who you came up with and one of your favorite artists. You feel me? Like I can only imagine just being my late 40s, early 50s listening to that for the first time. Whether those people were in the streets, a thug, a hustler, or whatever, man, you feel me? Like the nostalgia of making it to that age and seeing the growth that you have had along with this artist has had since the 90s is while gaining that appreciation for live music, instrumentation, seeing that from somebody from that generation who wasn't cut clean and somebody who gangster and all that, selling shit, selling cocaine, all that shit back in the day to what he doing now. Like it's a hell of a thing to see, man. Like that growth is wild. Like not only just the growth as far as performing, like you went from selling cocaine, being on the block, hustling, being in the situation you were in, to now you are the orchestrator. You vibing out, you playing instruments, you leading the band, you setting the vibe out, you feel me? So like he doing what he doing decades later, man, it's a beautiful thing to see. So all in all, in this whole performance, man, it was a 30-minute set list. The set list consisted of what, six songs? On My Block, Mary Jane, Smile, which he showed love to Pop. Shout out to Pop, man, rest in peace. It was a tribute. I Seen a Man Die, Fuck Faces, and My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. And I feel like that was a good little set list, man. He had it set up right from open to close. The mood was there the whole time. The performance was great. I have no complaints about it at all. So he had the set list right. And you can genuinely tell that this man enjoys performing. Like he enjoys doing what he does. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, man. Like music bring it out you. But shout out to the musicians too, man. He had a gang of musicians back with him. Mike Dean, the OG himself, man. Mike Dean, he one of the OG producers from way back in the day. He been with Scarface throughout, his whole career, for real, for real. Shout out to Mike Dean. He was on keys. Spud, Spud Howard, and Cookie Hicks on vocals, man. Pay Jones on vocals and guitar. Corey Stute, he was on guitar. Josh Henderson, Jason Allen keys. Savar Martin on drums, and Anthony Nicholson on bass. Yeah, man, really great performance. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't too long. It was quick. It was just something to listen to that really like resonated with a lot of people, man. Like I fuck with it. Like, and more so I fuck with it because like it's a southern artist, bro. Like the South hit different. Like no shade to West Coast music. I listen to everything, y'all. I listen to everything. All genres, all sub-genres. I listen to everything. But I'm from the South, bro. I'm from down south. You feel me? Like, it don't even hit like that. The South just hit different. Tiny Desk, we really, really appreciate y'all for continuing to give us these performances. And y'all's audience should be growing because I know a lot of people have literally just found out that y'all even exist, even though they've been doing their thing for years. You feel me? So the next performance we got from Tiny Desk concert is another one of my favorites. It's Noname, formerly known as Noname Gypsy. If you've never checked her out, you do need the people and see what she's talking about for real. Cause I fuck with her the long way. I've been interested in what Noname has been up to for a long time, up to this point right now, just because like a few years back, she had words with Cole during the whole pandemic. Her and Cole were going through, just exchanging words and all that. And, it was just a disconnect. So she got ducked off from music. She just, disappeared. Not completely disappeared, but, ducked off a little bit. Then she started a book club, which focuses mainly on black authors. Getting a lot of books to inmates in jails and all that shit, man. You feel me? She became more of an activist, and she announced her and Smino. She announced her, Smino, and Saba were forming a group, and the group called Ghetto Sage, and that was like what 4-5 years ago, and I was excited, bro, because I fought with Smino, like I fought with Smino and I fought with Saba, so I was genuinely intrigued for this album. These folks put out one song, and we didn't hear shit else for like 4-5 years. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? This was just the biggest tease ever for, Noname fan. Y'all named the group and everything. But she did jump back into it, man. For a little minute, I did think it was a tease. But, this NPR Tiny Desk concert, she had a few interviews with Ghetto Sage before this in full, so I guess it's safe to say that hopefully soon, if anything, like I was introduced to Noname, y'all will be introduced to Ghetto Sage at some fucking point. But anyway, I was introduced to Noname in 2015, back in the day, back when Chance the Rapper was at his peak. He had dropped Surf with Social Experiment, and Noname was featured on Warm Enough. That was the first time I ever heard Noname. She released a project last year too, and I enjoyed that one. If you're a fan of Noname, you knew exactly what to expect in regards to the album. So that was a project I liked because I knew what to expect. The lyricism, eccentric attitude in a spoken word poetry format, and just all the good shit. You feel me? What I can say about a lot of music from Noname is she's selective about who she puts out music with. She's selective of, how did you say, just the people she worked with, man. She don't care about who's at the top of the charts. She doesn't care about the accolades. She don't care about like none of that, bro. She genuinely worked with people who are talented and ain't self-absorbed. They trying to work and grow together. You feel me? So she brings out other artists that were never heard of, like to the surface, essentially putting them on and like elevating herself and them, and putting the artist back on back in the day, bro. That was righteously how you did it, especially in the mixtape days. Like it wasn't no social media and no shit like that, bro. So like you would really be an artist who popping, and you would be the OG. Like you would have to feature this artist on there, and like as soon as they be like, oh man, who this is? It's spin. The people resonating with it. Now he got to put something out, and hopefully it's hidden. And like a lot of y'all favorite artists got put on just like that, bro. That was the old system back in the day. And Noname, she continued doing it. So shout out to Noname with that, man. She is like, but that whole system, bro, it's great to see. It's great to still see. Noname, she continuing that cycle. She giving those artists a shot to shine. If you like me, you got put on Noname from being featured on the Social Experiment Surf, like I said earlier, when she was Noname Gypsy. So that in itself is just showing she got put on, and she put other people on, man. So like I like it. I'm fucking with it. But this definitely the type of collaboration we need in the hip hop neo soul community, man. As a matter of fact, a lot of rappers in the sub genres like trap, drill, like all that shit, bro. Aside from the beef, you feel me? Like they can learn something from the conscious neo soul artist community, like Noname, Gypsy, and everybody, because they got this collab shit damn near perfected. You feel me? Like they got all this down to a T. So like they collab with people who are genuinely talented and who can elevate themselves, man. Like it's crazy. Like they can elevate themselves in each other's music. They ain't just hopping on anybody's shit, just because the check nice. But more so, man, for the craft. Like they doing this shit for the craft, and that's what I respect about it. These people trying to get better. They trying to take it to the next level. Noname trying to help them do that. And it's just hard to look down on that, man, when you can collab with so many people for a check. And, well, it's hard to look down on it when you don't, you know what I'm saying, you got those morals the way you don't do all that shit for a check. And you look at it in comparison to the people who just literally collab with anybody for a check. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you need the bread, but god damn, bro. Like, it just it creates a bunch of clutter in your discography when you just collab with any and everybody just for the sake of a check. That's what it boiled down to, man. So, like, it comes all to creativity and what you want to do with it. So, now you stalled out for a minute because you burnt out. You did all these verses with some rapper who ain't gonna never put out another song a day in his life, and like now your career stalled, bro. So like I don't know, hit the brakes, think about it, take a step back, man. Just take note from that. Like heed them words, man. This is actually Noname's second Tiny Desk concert. She did one 6 years ago for her first album. This one right here is more so centered around her second album. And she got a solid little set list that she did for this one. It's around about 20-25 minutes. The first song is Namesake. The second one is Hold Me Down, Boom Boom, Don't Forget About Me, Balloons, and Cushion Love Songs, which is Ghetto Sage, featuring Ghetto Sage, the whole damn kit and caboodle, bro. First off, I just want to say that Noname Gypsy is still fine as fuck. Like, she's still bad. So, I just feel like I had to say that. Because if y'all going to check out this Tiny Desk concert, you're going to be like, god damn. But, yeah, that's neither here nor there. But, like I said, she put people on, man. And when you look at her band, like, you listen to the performance. You see the vibe that's going on. You feel the atmosphere, bro. And you look behind her and you see this band. You see all these black performers. Everybody look like her cousin. Every musician look like they can just be fucking related. It's crazy, dog. She's all for the betterment of our people, and you can see it's genuine. But her music is some feel good music. It's warm. It's a different vibe entirely. So don't think you just gonna jump up in here and be like, oh, she can rap, which is crazy. She can rap, but you finna get the mainstream trap rapper, shit like that, sexy red. Nah. This is more so of a neo soul, laid back, chill, rhapsody. Give me a 5 beat and I rip that whole type of rap, bro. Like she can do what she want to do when she want to do it. That's where I'm at with Noname, man. Her skills are precise and she doing the damn thing. But she's one of them artists who gives off. I don't know. Okay, she give off rap when she want to give off rap. She give off poet when she want to give off poet. And she give off neo soul when she want to give off neo soul. That's more so a better breakdown of Noname doing what Noname do. And remember earlier, man, when I was talking about Ghetto Sage, about how I thought that was a tease and they ain't gonna do this, that, and the third. Yeah, they brought them out to do their performance. They had a song called Cushion Love Songs. They did that one with Smino and Saba. That was good to see. It gave me a glimmer of hope that we gonna get that fucking Ghetto Sage album at some point. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And yeah, great performance. Shout out to Noname. Shout out to the musicians. Shout out to Tiny Desk, man. While I'm on the subject of talking about Tiny Desk, I feel like this need to be said. I have been fucking with Tiny Desk concert. I've been fucking with Tiny Desk since almost 10 years, man. What shit, like 9 years, something like that. My first Tiny Desk concert that I ever watched, the day it dropped, was Anderson Park, which is to date my favorite Tiny Desk concert ever. Like that's number one for me. So it's been around for a minute. Like it's been around for a cool minute, and what I don't like is when people in the community, man, people just not getting hip to it, and I'll be like, alright, cool, cool, cool. But then, man, they start running into the ground because like Tiny Desk is not solely for us, not solely for the black community. Like there are a plethora of artists who have come by Tiny Desk, black, white, green, purple, orange, all kind of shit, all different genres and everything. So black folks, when they get a hold of some shit, man, like I just don't want us to treat this. I don't want us to overhype and make this into what we did to verses. Like we real deal ran verses into the fucking ground, and then we started comparing artists and be like, blah blah blah. Maybe it would have been better if he would have did this. It would have been better if they did that. Tiny Desk is a live performance set, man. Certain shit just ain't gonna be right in a live performance setting. Certain stuff ain't unless you know how to perform in that type of setting. So there's nobody to blame at Tiny Desk at all if the performance ain't right. Like at all, bro. Like it's all on you. Like get your band, get your people, rehearse that shit. You can tell the people who have actually dealt with musicians before. Like actual musicians in a band and stuff like that, man. That's what it all comes into play with. So I just don't want y'all to treat Tiny Desk like y'all did with verses. Because I started to see it whenever, who did a Tiny Desk? Jeezy. Jeezy did his Tiny Desk concert. And y'all were like, no, man, they didn't have the right crowd there. They didn't have the right crowd there. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, it wasn't on Tiny Desk concert, bro. Jeezy, some of Jeezy shit just ain't for that setting. He should have played the shit for that setting, man. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, get your sets that got live music, man. You got a lot of shit with all kind of instrumentation, violins, guitars, all kind of shit. But you ain't play that. You want to play the shit that you just thought was gonna hit in a verses, and now everybody mad about it. So like that's what I'm at with it, man. So I don't want Tiny Desk to become what verses became. You feel me? Like to y'all. So I don't want y'all to view it as that. Like this is just a place that people have been, platform that people have been watching for damn near a decade, just to enjoy music. You feel me? Like it ain't nothing like verses. We just like music. We like the performances. We like to see it, and I don't want it to end up like the verses. Also, Park House Radio. Park House Radio is dope too. I don't want y'all to ruin that shit. So whenever y'all get hip to Park House Radio, like, don't act like it's some brand new shit. It's been here for a minute. Shout out to Anderson Paak. Pack. I never get his name right, but I think it's Pack. But shout out to him too, man. So that's what it is for me. Tiny Desk, Pack House Radio, any platform that's performing like that, man. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for continuing to, spread the joy of music, man.